So, it would seem the cult of equality has struck again. Oxford University has decided in an effort to improve the performance of female students to extend the time they are given to complete their exams. Now, this of course comes at the expense of the male students. The Telegraph states that Oxford was concerned with male students outperforming their female colleagues, and that male students were being awarded first-class degrees double that of women. Also on a side note, Telegraph, nice choice of words there, awarded, so as almost to imply, I suppose, that those degrees were not earned through hard work, studying, and so on, but because they were given to the male students for some other nebulous reason. I mean, might be some kind of privilege, but I just don't know. Now, in all fairness, the female students' time was only increased by 15 minutes. However, that being said, 15 minutes can be significant when writing an exam, especially in demanding fields such as mathematics or computer science. Furthermore, Oxford believed this increase of time would result in better grades. Therefore, the time amount itself is inconsequential. What is important is that the university chose to take this action for the sake of equality, or equality, and to the detriment of its male students. One would think that instead of granting females an extension, the faculty of Oxford could elect to extend the exam time for all students. After all, that would enable all students to improve their grades and achieve superior degrees. It would improve the female average and not privilege one group over the other. It would honestly be a win-win for both the school and the students, especially for the female students who wouldn't be made to feel inferior for requiring more time. But ultimately we know the purpose of this policy. It is a progressive policy. The staff of Oxford University are more concerned with equality than providing a fair meritocratic environment for their students. Personally, I would be interested in seeing the enrollment numbers for these classes. The extension was offered in mathematics and computer sciences. These two fields have been traditionally male-dominated. Although, maybe due to some feminist posturing, a new influx of female students have been drawn to these subjects. Fundamentally, the mentality behind this policy is wrong-headed. Seeing men outperform women in these fields, the university sees this as a fault, and that it must be the result of prejudice or some form of systemic oppression. Yet, instead of alleviating this issue, if it really even is one, they've decided to give women an advantage, to privilege them at the expense of their male colleagues. And as a university student myself, these kinds of policies bother me. Ironically, in spite of this change, men still continue to outperform female students on exams in these fields. So unless the university decides to reduce the time allotted to men when they write their exams, it seems the grand efforts of Oxford University have been in vain. Events like these are fascinating because they force the mainstream to confront the inherent inequalities of this world. The left and far left believe all are equal and capable of performing at the same level. Oxford University has proven that this is not true by the actions it has taken to improve the average of female students. If all are equal, if the genders are interchangeable, then no privileging policies would be needed. This instead would be an issue of the performance of individual students. Yet, the university, by acknowledging the performance difference of its students upon gendered lines, but by not acknowledging the gendered reasons behind this, are telling. The university would rather blame itself, its own institutions, claim to be an instrument of oppression, rather than acknowledge this fact. But, the more the truth is denied, the more apparent it becomes. Thank you.